Alright, welcome to the second bonus battle for Kuja's event in Japan. This is EX plus Valia Pira. The medal conditions for this fight are defeat Valia Pira without being KO'd, defeat Valia Pira without Zidane being KO'd, so you must be in the party, and exploit Valia Pira's weakness to wind damage. This boss, if you have not fought him already in Global, or in Japan for that matter, this boss gains or modifies its stats and elemental resistances and attacks based on the number of Final Fantasy IX characters in the party. So I'm just going to bring a full Final Fantasy IX team to this to make it as easy as possible. This particular version of it does have a number of AoE attacks, so you can't just carbuncle cheese it like you could in Global. But it should still be very trivial. I am bringing a full Final Fantasy IX team. I'm bringing my Kuja, and then I've got 4 or 5 other characters at level 50 or above, so I'm bringing them too. No AoE heal in this party, which could potentially be a problem. Actually, why do I even have Garnet? Garnet doesn't have a soul break worth using. So she is going to get some extra spirit. Okay, sorry. This is one of the reasons I talk these through, is that that helps me catch mistakes like that. Anyway, I'm bringing a primarily physical party, even though I have Kuja's Super Soul Break, just because I don't have, like, there's not enough Final Fantasy IX casters to really do a caster party. Yes, Sandslice, you do absolutely need to bring at least one FF9 character if you want to master. If you don't bring Zidane, it's difficult to master because you'll probably take at least 1 medal of damage, but you have to bring Zidane, and if you don't bring even one Final Fantasy IX character, he becomes immune to wind, and you can't fulfill the wind damage requirement. Otherwise, this is a fairly standard team. I'm bringing breaks because I'm not using a full-fledged support, so I'm just bringing magic break and armor break. He has only magical damage. Steiner's my only spellblade, so he's bringing the wind damage requirement, and then everything else is just random, you know, best in slot abilities, essentially. And once again, Sentinel's Grimoire. Axenberg, I would rather have this boss than Tantarian or Battleship Arch, personally. Oh, thank you, Axenberg. I switched it up a little bit. The party menu over on the side is new for this stream. I didn't used to have that. It used to just have a picture of the event character over there. Alright, so here we go for Valia Pira. VP has 215,381 hit points. Here it's going through all the potential upgrades it could be making to itself and saying, no, Bloodstone detected, can't do this upgrade. No, Bloodstone detected, can't do this upgrade, etc. It's a bit lengthy if you have your full Final Fantasy IX cast going. Ow. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, Sandslice. Although I'll admit, now that I actually know Tantarian's gimmick, it's a lot less. It makes me a lot less frustrated. Like, doing it in Global, now that I know the trick, is not nearly as bad as when I first did it in Japan. In Japan, I thought it was a specific amount of damage in the individual attack you had to deal, rather than being just a generalized amount of damage, period. So obviously that led me to do some incorrect things and make the fight a lot harder than it used to be. It should be. Should be pretty well set now. He only does magical attacks, and we're pretty well fortified against magic now. Oh, and that, by the way, that reflect is why I brought... Oh, thank you for the follow, External Magen. That reflect is why I brought both Dispelga, or Banish Ray there, and Ruinga for Kuja. Because you really don't want Kuja bouncing a flare back on your face. Not a recipe for keeping your party alive. And I forgot Valia Pira had such high defense too. This is taking a little longer than I would have liked. Oh no, that's why. Shit. That's why I had Garnet with her Soul Break ready to go. It's because she's got the party buff, the party-wide attack buff Soul Break. I completely forgot about it. It's been so long since I've used Garnet that I forgot she had that. Obviously I didn't forget when I was making the party, but I forgot in between then and now. Fortunately, Steiner with his synergy weapon is still doing pretty good damage. Oh good, I chose Ruinga. I thought I was about to eat my own flare. Yeah, that reflect is really the only thing you have to watch out for on this fight if you're doing it with just with a full Final Fantasy IX cast. When you have fewer Final Fantasy IX characters, he can pick up the ability to cast. Yeah, that's why I was waiting. He picks up the ability to cast things like Flare and Holy, which can be problematic. I mean, not absurdly so, they're still just single target spells, but... Oh, Sentinel's Grimoires weren't off. I should have expected that. Fortunately, all my other mitigation is still up. I don't remember whether that's Protect or Shell, but or rather it's Defense or Resistance, but can't hurt since I don't have a straight up defense or resistance stuff. Oh, it's only for Steiner. Of course. How could I forget? And for some reason, Beatrix's default Soul Break is a single target Cura. I don't get it. Like, I understand that she can cast white magic spells, but single target Cura is not a very good Soul Break. Chipping away at his defense, or rather, chipping away at his hit point after lowering his defense. almost there. One more round of attacks, I think. And of course, now Garnet decides to... Yes, Kuja's magic buff is 20%, same as most of the others. Actually, the same as all other party-wide magic buffs, are 20%. Alright, there's Valia Pira. It's very, very easy if you bring 5 Final Fantasy IX characters. If you're just bringing Zidane because you don't have other Final Fantasy IX characters or whatever else, he will use much stronger magic and he'll have higher stats. But as long as you bring at least one, he won't void any element. He won't null any element, which is really the main problem. Okay. Ooh, and a Greater Summon Orb is always nice, even though those are easier to get now. And as a reward, we get, let's see, Greater Non-Elemental Orbs, more Major Dark Orbs, Greater Dark Orbs, and Beatrix's Memory Crystal too. Alright, see you shortly for the EX++.